We go to Hollywood,
Yeah!
where a veteran actor of stage and screen, Brian Cox, in a recent interview was asked a number of things. You know, what did you eat? How did you feel? Your thoughts on the Bible.
What?
Well, of course, with the Bible, he goes, it's one of the worst books ever.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, sir.
Well, Brian, I know it doesn't compare to your coffee table book of satanic verses, but, well, you know.
What the fuck?
We can't all be you.
Are you retarded?
I'm Jasper Gonzo, and this.
It's not a rhetorical question. Are you retarded?
It's what's next. Happy Thursday, guys. Jasper Gonzo, what's next? Your daily dose. Hope you guys are feeling good today. Hope you're staying cool. So I think it's supposed to East Coast is going to hit 90, and of course West Coast is already hitting triple digits, but stay cool, folks. Speaking of West Coast, we go to Hollywood, where Hollywood tends to live in that wonderful little bubble where my shit doesn't stink. I've got something politically to say. It has credibility because I'm an expert at what I talk about. Now, that could relate to anyone in Hollywood. And we've seen these knuckleheads in Hollywood over the years open their mouth and shove both legs down their throat. And speaking of, we have another one. Veteran actor, stage and screen, Brian Cox. X-Men, Red 1 and 2 with Bruce Willis. And of course, currently an HBO series, Succession. Actually, I almost said Obsession. Succession was asked a number of things in a recent interview. You know, how do you feel? What did you eat today? What color are your socks? Do you work out? And also, your thoughts on the Bible. Well, of course, after just disregarding everything else, he shot right for the Bible. And of course, he said it was one of the greatest books I've ever written. I'm sorry, ever read. Or written, or read. No. He said it was one of the worst books ever. I know, and this is what I heard. I know that this doesn't compare to one of his coffee table books, you know, satanic verses, but, you know, we can't all be Brian Cox. Now, can we? And here we go. This comes out of Breitbart. Succession star Brian Cox bashes Bible as one of the worst books ever. Let's hear the words of wisdom. Scottish film star Brian Cox slammed the religion Monday for leading humanity into all kinds of horror, quote unquote, during an episode of the Starting Line podcast. The self-described atheist socialist actor asserted that the religion has hurt humans' ability to face reality, contributing to their own stupidity. You could apply that to so many things, Brian. So many. Quote, it's all about this notion of God. The idea that there's a God that takes care of us all. Facts. He told Starting Line host Rich Lay, there's no such thing. It doesn't happen. That's not what it's about. It's about us. We don't examine ourselves nearly enough. Yes, because it's all about you living your best life, and it's all what's in you, Brian. We don't look at who we are, he continued. We're always looking outside of ourselves instead of looking inside of ourselves. Yes, you tell him, Brian. The word God, anyway, is conceit. It's a terrible conceit that we don't really acknowledge. Cox, who played the odious billionaire media mogul Logan Roy in the HBO hit series Succession, described the Bible as one of the worst books ever. It's not the truth. It's a myth. We created the idea of God and we created a control issue. It's about patriarchal. Yes, the patriarchy. Ooh! And it's essentially patriarchal. We haven't given enough scope to the, wait for it, the matriarchy. Yes. Humans haven't evolved to the point that we look inside ourselves to deal with our problems rather than trying to solve them with religion, he contended. Human beings are so, basically, because they're so stupid. Well, that's facts. I can't argue with him on that. That's, we are. We're a very stupid species. Cox described his own mother's struggle with mental illness, which he attributed to her faith and religious belief as was always failing her. Yes, she suffered mental illness, so blame it on God. Of course, why not? She accepted what her religious faith had told her, rather than just say, no, be an agnostic, be a heathen, that's fine, just go with that, Cox recalled. She lost for a while, then she got it back, which I thought was unfortunate. But she lost her faith for a while, and then she got it back. Because I think you can go back to any sort of twig that's possible to get out of the water, that you hang there, and the twig happens to be your faith, and it worked for her. But yet you chastised her faith, but now you said because of her faith in God, it worked for her. Okay. Religion has led us on all kinds of horror, he declared, referencing to the Holocaust and the wars in Ukraine and Gaza. Of course, he mentioned Gaza. The same things are being repeated again and again. Belief systems which we do not serve. The conflict in the Middle East has never gone away, he said, because it's fueled by these faulty systems that hurt both Muslims and Jews. In the interview, Cox said he found his answer into LifeSpeak's questions through acting, arguing that one true church, quote unquote, is the theater because it is the, quote, church of humanity. To live life blissfully ignorant is a great thing. It's an amazing thing. Now, I got no problems with those who are agnostic or atheist, who basically, who don't believe in God, or who don't actually believe, who thinks there's something there, but not sure what it is, and whose belief systems are focused elsewhere. I got no problem with that, Like I said, ignorance is bliss. That's fine. Me personally, I believe in God. And the only way through God is the only way to get to God is through his son, Jesus Christ. Period. End of story. That's me. But typical of Hollywood, with everything that's going over Hollywood, and Brian Cox is no dummy, everything that's going over Hollywood over the last, 30 years, from Weinstein all the way up to now current, pedos running amok, the alphabet industry, the alphabet community taking over the industry, this, that, and the other. So he sees all this. But yet, that darn Bible, I'll tell you, that evil book, that book has caused so many horrors, because Satanism, pedoism, the worst sins of humanity doesn't just reside in Vegas. They reside in Hollywood, front and center. And when you are ignorant to the fact, when you ignore it, it says a lot about you. Now, doesn't it, Brian? And with that being said, I'm Jazz Borganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please have a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue watching the show. Spread the word. Appreciate you guys. And we'll see you next time. Peace.